Well, that took darn near forever. Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and I'm here with the, I don't know if that all took. Anyway, Professor Bill, Comic Book University. This took forever, and I'm here now. So, yeah, non-spoilers. I loved this movie. This was a great movie. I know the first question in everybody's mind, for the most part, is going to be, was it better than Captain Marvel? And not going to answer that in that regard. That is not a yes or no question, because there's a very different kind of question. It's a very different kind of answer that you could possibly give. JT Gamer, no, I don't. And yeah, sorry. This is Shazam. This is Shazam. So anyway, what's going on, everybody? Yeah, I don't know what to really compare this with. You can't compare it to Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel wasn't meant to be a funny movie. You know, there was some humor in it, absolutely, especially whenever Samuel L. Jackson was on the screen. For the most part, yeah, kind of, you know, that was more of a, you know, there were some funny parts in Captain Marvel there. But for Shazam, no, pretty much this entire movie was funny. Even when they were fighting the bad guy, it was like, oh, yeah, okay, so this was meant to be human. Or this was meant to be, you know, funny, I should say. Sorry, I'm like reading. Good peripheral vision. Trained, not natural, unfortunately. That'd be cool if it was natural peripheral vision, right? That would be like, I'm a superhero. I'm the human fly. No, studying in the martial arts, you learn to, like literally, there are exercises at least. You can learn to pinpoint things. At least, you know, in a fairly decent, more than that. There, about there, yeah, almost 180, almost. Anyhow, what do you call it? This should be considered like superhero comedy. It wasn't a parody, so it wasn't that bad. But yeah, as far as being better than Aquaman, again, I would rather compare Aquaman with Captain Marvel. I can't compare that with this. However, there is some Aquaman reference in this that's pretty important. Just saying. Does Shazam connect DCEU or Worlds of DC? That is a really good question, Michael Schaefer. Yes. Ish. There's the acknowledgement that they exist, and when you get to the very end of the movie, it's like, but still, it's comedy. So it's like, oh, God damn it. Was it like 5 out of 5? Yeah, I can give it 5 out of 5. I can't see anybody, that includes your significant other, who, like the person who's watching this review, you're going to be taking somebody with you. That person who you're taking with you, unless they are sitting in the room, is going to love the movie. If they are sitting with you, well, duh. They're of course gonna love the movie. But yeah, this was a really good movie, David. Do you think the temperature changed DC wanted movie? Yes, Corey Irwin. I do believe that beyond the shadow of a frickin' doubt that handing him a Coke. What's up, Raven? I genuinely do believe that if DC is paying attention, yes, this will change the temperature of the entire DCEU. Will all the movies become like this? No, but they could become a blend of like this and Aquaman. I think that DC, like, if Warner Brothers doesn't see that we want these kinds of movies, this and Aquaman, and sure, sprinkle in a little bit of Wonder Woman, you know, by all means. Like I said, I'm not a huge... Wonder Woman was a good, solid movie, with the exception of I did not like Gal Gadot's acting. I have to say that all the time, and people still take me out of context. How could you not like Wonder Woman? I didn't say that, jackass. Maybe you pulled the freaking wax out of your ear, you'd actually hear what I said. I did not like Gal Gadot. I do not think that she's a good actress. She's a great Instagram model. She's a terrible actress. Patty Jenkins kind of agrees with me. So there's our argument there. But the spirit of the Wonder Woman movie, oh, hell's yes. You know what I'm saying? That is on par with Aquaman, and in different ways with this movie also. This was such a good movie, dude. I can't see anybody walking out of this movie going, this movie sucks. I can see you walking out going, it's not what I expected. It's not your typical... Like, this is not Winter Soldier. I would never compare this with Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier, by the way, my absolute hands-down favorite superhero movie of all time, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. That's the movie that needs to be heralded. You know what I'm saying? Please let this be better than Captain Marvel. Like I said in the beginning, Dr. Apostasy, you cannot compare the two. It's impossible to compare the two. I mean, if you're trying really hard, and I got to refer back to Zachary Levi himself, who's there. It's like, dude, this is a very different movie. I don't know what you're talking about. I have no interest in your praise of me over Brie Larson. And and just like Zachary Levi says, Brie Larson does not need anybody to defend her. I genuinely hate the idea that this has to be a comparison. I get it if there's going to be that conversation where, oh no, here's this and that, here's these two super movies that came out at relatively the same time. Yes, I do get that. I 100% get that. Is this going to kick Brie Larson's movie out of the movie theaters? To a degree, yeah, it probably will. But if Captain Marvel came after this, Captain Marvel would have kicked this out of the movie theaters. So, like, there's that. As far as connectivity to the rest of the DCEU, dude, there was so much Batman and Superman in this. So many references to Batman and Superman specifically that it was absurd. Wow. It was like that. Let me scroll back up and get some of these things. Like I said, I know it's new people are going to show up and be like, hey, I have a question. And if you're repeating a question that somebody else answered, or more specifically that I already answered, I'm just going to refer you back to the beginning of the video. Sorry. And of course, if you're coming in after I said that, you're not going to understand it. But yeah. Anyway, so there's that. What's up, Big Dirk? The phone's charge marketing stands for this film have been excellent. Oh, really? Have there been? I haven't seen any of those. I don't get out as much as I should. That is freaking awesome, Corey. If they're doing that, that is awesome. That is a great idea. Because that scene that's in the trailers, it's the exact same scene that happens here. There are a couple things in here where the scenes are different than the trailer scenes. But you'd have to really be paying attention to notice the difference. Some of them cut off a little bit sooner, things like that. But they didn't lie to you in any. To the best of my recollection, they did not lie to you in any of the trailers, which is a good thing. Sometimes I see that. I have flashbacks of the fourth Highlander movie. I can't remember what that one was called. Was that also called Endgame? Anyway, like that final one, that was the trailer showed that to be such a different movie than the actual movie. This was not like that at all. So kind of like Deadpool. That's a great one. Okay, you know what? Michael Schaefer, great analysis, or great comparison. So kind of like Deadpool, where it is semi-connected, right? Basically, it does its own thing because I love that in superhero movies. This could do its own thing, but at the same time, like I said, they do acknowledge this is the Philadelphia-based superhero, which is great. Oh, my God. Especially when they get to talking about the actual names of Billy Batson's parents. If you are a fan, and I'm talking a long-time fan of Captain Marvel, and for the sake of conversation, if it wasn't my second, then I think it was my third ever Explained in a Minute video. I have it down in the description. Check that out. Again, it was I think it was my third. Because I love Captain Marvel. I love Captain Marvel. And yes, I grew up with him being called Captain Marvel. But he is Shazam now. That's just the way it works because DC was far less than honorable in anything they had to do with Captain Marvel. They didn't even purchase the rights to Captain Marvel. I'm just pointing that stuff out. They literally took, and it was completely deceitful what they did. Anyway, all that being said, this had clear references back to not only the original Fawcett Comics creation of this character, but more than that, the origins and the creators of the character. There are going to be scenes if you know. Oh, I got my shades, my stoner specs on. Let me put these on and look cool for once in my life. There we go. Check me out, man. Yeah, dude. So check it out. Yeah, I look like Chong from Cheech and Chong, right? Anyway, so sorry, the douche meter was going off the trajectory with shades on the inside. But anyway, yeah, this was a very funny movie. But you're still going to take it seriously. I could say, if I had to say something bad about the movie, the final fight scene did not live up to my expectations. It was fun, but it didn't live up to my expectations. I'll give a whole lot more on that when I do my spoiler review, which will be after this. What do you call it? David, does the movie show DCU is getting back on track? 100%. 100%. Did they really shoot the movie in Philadelphia? No, they shot in Quebec. Dracon Slayer. Sorry, dude. Philly would cost too much. And if you've been to Philly, then you know, like, there's no space. Where are they going to shoot that? If you're going to shoot something inside of a particular area, like a particular store, they always use that one mall that they used in Mannequin and I can't remember what other movies, but there's been like 3 or 4 movies shot inside of this one mall. This one department store, I think it's a Bloomingdale's or something like that. That's one thing. But no, like the streets of Philadelphia, to quote a Bruce Springsteen song, and he apologized for that, mind you, because he's a Jersey boy. What do you call it? Yeah, there's no way that they could have ever done that. Quebec is a much bigger city. Toronto is a much bigger city. Toronto feels like if you've never been to Toronto, Toronto feels like New York, except not as claustrophobic. Also a little bit cleaner. Mostly because it's newer. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. Granted, Saudi Arabia feels a lot newer also. Because it is. Corey, so Wonder Woman 84, the next picture on the docket? I believe yes. I believe you're correct. Silver Surfer, I know how you said good. You didn't just say good. You went good. I know you. Eddie Kidd, what's up? Dr. Apostle, please. Okay, got that one. Harley Quinn. Oh, Harley Quinn is next. Okay, cool. Captain Marvel was dope, in my opinion. Yeah, I liked it also. Curry, change things. Okay, hold on. What is this? Come on. Okay, jumped way too much. Okay, I think I got it. Harley Quinn and Birds of Prey. Yep. Captain Marvel was great. Raven, figures you saw it. My screen is stuck on loading. Sorry for that, Dr. Apostasy. It's not my fault. Glad Shazam was good. Eddie Kidd, I wish they weren't releasing both films so close to each other. Yeah, I hear you. I get that they want to be competitive, but I wish it wasn't competitive. Then we could all just enjoy. Exactly. I wish they could just enjoy both movies also. Seriously, because they both have a lot to offer. Corey Irwin, wouldn't they be removing Captain Marvel out of theaters to prepare for DVD, iTunes streaming anyway? No, dude. Right now, Captain Marvel has surpassed Wonder Woman. It's the #1 movie ever released with a female lead. Excuse me, it's still #1 worldwide. It's #2 domestically. Not domestically for me. I'm still in the worldwide category. It's still #1 in here in Canada. In America, it's #2. Why would they ever take that movie out for at least another 2 weeks? There is no reason on earth to take Captain Marvel out of theaters. They can make so much bank off of that movie still. Captain America Winter Soldier vs. Dark Knight. That's not this video. Would they come to my podcast? Oh, usually I do my podcast today. Sorry guys, I had to skip that because I was going to this. The start time was 7:45 p.m. So I usually start my podcast Saturdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But as a DC fan, Dr. Apostasy says, I hope this movie does better than anything Marvel has done. It will not. I can say that. It will not. There's not enough people like people looking for the Snyder Cut. What, 13 people showed up? Not even all of them in costume. I'm afraid that you can't get that much love for it. Honestly, I really don't see this even doing as well as Captain Marvel, and it's about that this is a good movie, but it's not a cornerstone movie. You know what I'm saying? There's definitely rewatchability. Oh, if I did have to say something, the origin story in this, first off, they do not waste 1 second getting to origin stories. The movie starts off right away with getting right into it, and you will be confused at first. That's okay. Wait. It will explain every single thing that you need to understand about this character. If you've never heard about this character before, or Dr. Sylvania, that's fine. I promise you, you're going to be okay by the end. And the costumes in here are very genuine, very authentic. The worst you can say is Dr. Sylvania is off. But when you see it, you'll understand. That's okay. I don't even care. He's cooler like this than he was before. What do you call it? So yeah, this isn't a cornerstone movie, and I did like my favorite version of Shazam is going to have to be Superman and Shazam versus Black Adam. That is the 15-minute or so cartoon animated film that came out with a DVD, and there were a bunch of other side films that came along with it. Sorry, that was actually my favorite version of Shazam. Ooh, there are a lot of Tiger references in this, and if you're a huge Captain Marvel fan, fan, you'll understand that. Shazam fan, you'll understand that. Ooh, and there are at least 2 references to Captain Sparklefingers, Thor Ragnarok reference right there. That was freaking awesome. There were a lot of people who were not fans of this movie who were going in to see this film, or I should say, not fans of this movie, not fans of the character who went and see this movie with me. So it was whatever. There were a couple parts where I laughed, and a couple other people in the audience laughed, and nobody else cared. But then after maybe a half an hour of it, everybody just got into the movie. Like, it captured everybody. Let's see. Good luck, Dr. Puzzle. Let's see. Corey, blink once of the Marvel family shows up. Blink twice for no. Please, with chocolate sprinkles. I will have my non-spoiler review about 10 minutes after I'm finished with this review. Maybe not even that much, and I will spoil everything. This, you see, this one says, ask me almost anything. The next one is ask me anything. I wish it didn't feel competitive. I hear you. Is this more of a Fawcett Comics Captain Marvel or a DC Shazam? Well, that's hard to say because they keep it very fair with both. They are called the 7 Sins instead of the 7... I can't remember what DC called them for a long time. Crap, they called them the 7 Evils or something like that. Anyway, but they were actually called the 7 Sins in here. Honestly, it felt like it was a healthy dose of both. And that did my heart proud. Like, that's the thing. As a fan, you can't walk out of this movie and be mad. You can't walk out of this movie with hate at all. This was a great movie. If you are a fan, it's impossible for you to walk out here and hate this movie. You know, like I said, the worst I felt that the final battle could have been better. It felt prolonged. It felt like it didn't have to be like that, but still, it was very rewarding, extremely rewarding. The part where Billy is talking to Dr. Sylvania, there's two scenes. One's the funny one, one's the badass one, and both of them were very fulfilling. It was everything else that happened that was kind of like, eh. But and I will say there are 2 after credit scenes. So there's one after credit scene, and then there's the end credit scene. So yes, stay until the lights come on. Absolutely. I will not tell you what they are. But anyway, yeah, there are 2 after. So there's a mid credit and an after credit, and it wouldn't feel like a superhero movie at all. Like, I don't want to hear, well, that's copying off of Marvel. F that. Copy off of Marvel, because I expect to see all that stuff. Ooh, the not the end the end credits was not. It was just, black with the words going up, but the pre-credits. Those were actually one of the best I've seen so far. That was actually, like, there was so much thought in it. It wasn't just random scenes showing up. It was actually well thought out, and I loved it. I'm going to say there's going to be a lot of people who are going to say this is their favorite pre-credit scene ever. So there's that. Still, I mean, Thor Ragnarok still holds #1 for me because the actual credits, end credits, that was just the best. But still, it was a bunch of random scenes all over the place. Disney Pixar puts out a bunch of really good ones, but no, the ones in this, the pre-credits in here, were probably the best pre-credits I've ever seen. Wouldn't they be removing Captain Marvel? Nope. How was Zachary's acting in the movie? It was fantastic. He was really good. And that's the thing. I don't have anything to compare him to because I don't think I've ever seen a movie with Zachary Levi in this before. Oh, there is a moment in here that reminds me of Big, Tom Hanks's movie Big. I think that came out in '85, whatever year that came out in. There was a scene, like, it was just so perfect that I was just like, right there, man. This movie can do no wrong. When I saw that, I said, this movie can do no wrong. Infinity Comics just arrived home from the movie, and I bet you loved it. I love cheesesteaks too, and you don't get good enough cheesesteaks up here, Dracon. That's the problem. I need some professional cheesesteaks, some Italian cheesesteaks, man. Jay Littles, Professor Bill, I'm a huge Flash fan and have serious concerns about the Flashpoint movie. I'm sorry I'm not here. But I did hear that Ezra Miller is co-writing the freaking script, which kind of scares me a little bit, but whatever. What do I know? I thought Wiz Comics owned Captain Marvel. No. Wiz Comics was the name. Wiz Comics issue number 2 is where Captain Marvel first showed up. Shazam. But at the time he was called Captain Marvel. Fawcett Comics was the company that owned the Wiz Comics comic book title and all the other ones that came out. Unfortunately, the only, and this is the reason why DC was able to take over and basically wreck Fawcett Comics, is because the only big superhero they had was Captain Marvel. And it was the biggest superhero ever. He was far bigger than Superman, more beloved than Superman and everything. So DC had more than just Superman to back up, and they had, Wonder Woman, Batman, of course, Green Lantern, Flash. They had all these other great characters to back up on. So they did make more money overall. But the big moneymaker was Captain Marvel at the time. So DC did a whole bunch of frivolous lawsuits against them. They lost two lawsuits straight away with them. The third one is a little bit more complicated. They didn't win. They won by settlement because Fawcett Comics was like, listen, the golden age of comics is over. Nobody's going to love comic books anymore. So here, in order to get you off of our freaking case, we promise to never use the character again. Does that make you happy? And unfortunately, that's binding in court. So they were never. So when the Silver Age of comics came up, thanks to DC, make no mistake, mostly thanks to DC, but also Marvel had a huge hand to do with that. Anyway, Fawcett Comics was able to come back, but they couldn't use Captain Marvel. So during that time, that's when Marvel took the name. They actually bought the name Captain Marvel. Did they buy it? Whatever they did. I don't think they actually had to. They just took the name Captain Marvel because it wasn't in use for a certain amount of time. And then DC just said, well, then we're just going to use the character. And oh, we can't use the name? Well, we'll just call him Shazam. Fine. But yeah, so yeah. Dirty. That was really dirty. I would have really liked that CC Beck and all them could have actually kept the character. Anyway, I saw the movie U.S. over Captain Marvel. Political movie in my part. I don't know what that is. No, Professor, those glasses are Randy Savage-ish. Oh, yeah. Is writing the script with Grant Morrison. Yes, that's right. Thank you, Jay Littles. I got surprised between the serious part of the humor. What's the verdict? I'm not sold on Shazam. Okay, it's jumping too much, and I'm sorry, it's jumping too much. Okay, let's go to about here. That's why he's my favorite Shazam. Short but effective. Obviously, he's a great guest character. Okay, I don't know where any of this is, so let's go down to here. Was it the 7 virtues, maybe? No, the virtues is a good thing. Sins is a bad thing. Gary, I want Marvel-level movies from DC, so by all means, copy Marvel, right? Yeah, if it works, use it, man. Yeah, 7 deadly sins like greed, gluttony. I used to be a good Catholic boy. I think I remember all the sins, but that's not for here or now. What was the actual acting? Yes, Zachary Levi did a great job. Seriously, every single person in the movie did a fantastic job acting. Like, these were all top-notch, top-shelf acting positions. So, yeah, fantastic in my opinion. And that includes the kids. That includes all of the kids. Like, this movie was so good, and the kids were so good in this movie. I'm not joking when I say this, and I can't say this too loud because my wife wants to. I'm actually thinking about adopting a kid. That's, like, as silly as that sounds, and obviously it would take, I'm not going to just frivolously walk into something like that, but, like, seriously, this was so good. I'm just like, wow, I wonder if the number of adoptions are actually going to go up because these kids were so incredible. Wow, these kids were top shelf, and I see every single one of these kids going on to have a great movie career. That's how good their acting was. So great question, Glorious G. DCU should capitalize on Mr. Miracle and make a movie ASAP. Mr. Miracle and Big Barda, yes, they're going to do the New Gods movie focusing on them. Where the laugh lines belly laughs or witty. No, there were no. To me, there were no belly laughs, unfortunately. But it was all like, you know, I did enjoy it. Mr. Yeah. Um, 8.5 or 9 out of 10 for me. Yes, I can agree with that. I don't think it was better than Aquaman personally. And again, it's hard to compare this with Aquaman because Aquaman was a more serious role. All but like everything funny plus one that we heard from Aquaman was already in the trailers. Like there was one scene in Aquaman that wasn't in the trailers that was funny. So that could not in any way, shape, or form be considered a comedy. This was a comedy superhero movie. Almost everything was silly. Yes, I would love to see Impulse. It's nice to see you tickle about things. Wasn't Levi Thor's blonde sword-wielding friend? I don't know. How were the special effects? Suan, what's going on, Suan? They were great. They were absolutely great. Yes, his costume, it looks as good as it does in the trailers. It was great. No way Dwayne can do the Flash, Mr. Miracle, maybe. He's going to be doing Black Adam, so who cares? Yes, there were plenty of Easter eggs, Glorious G, and I'm going to get into those later. Anyway, so I'm going to finish this up right about now, and I'm going to go to the bathroom. My youngest son was using the bathroom when I came home, so I kind of have to pee. After I pee, I'm going to come back, give me about 10 minutes, maybe less, possibly less, and then I'm going to throw up what do you call it? A spoiler review where you guys can just ask me whatever you want to ask me, all right? And then, yeah, oh, he was Fendrel. Yeah, I didn't like Fendrel, so there's that. Of course, I don't like him in the comic books either. Anyway, head out, ba-ba-bow. No, I answered that question, Corey. I totally answered that question. Anyway, so yeah, I will talk to you guys later. Love, peace, and hair grease, and I'll see you in about 10 minutes for the full spoilers, which I expect there to be a lot less people there, but it is what it is. All right, guys. Talk to you later. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.